Okay, so here's another story that happened in my friend's house where I saw the boy in red. This story took place about a year later after that experience. Things kind of settled down, and although I still had some strange experiences, they were always small things. Like the usual things getting moved or noises or sounds in the house. Nothing notable or even worth mentioning. But on this day, that changed. It was 1991, and every moment I wasn't in school, I was at my buddy's house, even during the week. So I was always there. But on some weekends, we rode the bus to the Santa Fe Springs Mall, which, by the way, doesn't exist anymore. But just like the kids in the 90s, we'd head to the mall and hang out, play some Street Fighter 2 at the arcade, grab some food, and do what they now call people watching. To be young again. It was a Saturday morning and we planned to go to the mall. I got up early, walked up the street to my buddy's house, and I used to just knock on the door and walk in, and so I did. When I walked inside the house, it was quiet. Eerily quiet. There was always TVs on and music playing or kids running around. Always. But today the house was absolutely quiet, which I found strange. I said, "Hello?" "Hello?" But nobody responded. As I walked in, I could hear the shower running, so I decided to sit down in the living room and just wait for him to get ready, so we can head out later on. And of course, I helped myself to some chips and soda while waiting. All the blinds were closed, so the living room was really dark. They're normally open during the day, and then his family closes them at night. I guess no one opened them this morning. I started looking around for the remote so I can watch some TV. And from behind me, I heard footsteps running from the front door directly into the kitchen. I quickly whipped around, startled, expecting to see one of my buddy's nephews, but no one was there. Just like before, I felt my heartbeat quicken. I could feel it pounding in my chest. I slowly started walking up the steps into the dining area cautiously. I nervously said, "Is somebody here? Is somebody here?" Nobody responded. I took a few more steps, getting closer to the kitchen, and now my heart is pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I slowly stepped into the kitchen, and nobody was there. Freaked out, I knocked on the bathroom door, still hearing the shower running. My buddy yelled, "What? I'm in the shower." And so I replied, "Hey, did you get out of the shower and walk to the kitchen right now?" And being my best friend, he responded with, "I'm in the effing shower. How the hell would I get out and walk to the kitchen? I'll be done in a few minutes. Just then, the thought occurred to me. Maybe his older sister is home and I just didn't realize it. So I walked down the hall and knocked on her door and waited. No response. And so I knocked again, and I finally decided to open the door slowly. Yep, and you guessed it, nobody was there. So I closed the door and decided to head back to the living room. By now, I'm just rationalizing that I probably just heard the house settling or some other ridiculous excuse. And so I walked down the stairs into the living room and sat down on the couch. I say, F it, I'm just gonna watch TV while I wait for my buddy. And just then, I hear the footsteps run from the kitchen right back to the front door. I jump up and run to the front door, searching for who the hell just ran in the house again. But there was no one. By now, I'm freaking the F out. Just as I was about to leave the house and just go home, my buddy comes out of the shower, dressed, and asks what's going on. Like I'm fumbling with my words, and I must have sounded like I was going crazy. I said, "Someone ran from the front door to the kitchen, and then just a few minutes later, it ran from the kitchen right back to the front door." He started laughing at me and making fun of me. He said, "Bro, let me put my shoes on and let's just get out of here and head to the mall. And so we did. But for the rest of the day, I couldn't let it go. The sound of the footsteps just bothered me. I'm pretty sure that it was a child's footsteps. Don't ask me how I know. They sounded lighter, not as heavy. And I asked myself, was it the boy in red? Was it another spirit? Honestly, I never found out. And I never heard them again. But I could still hear those footsteps. In my dreams. In my dreams. In my dreams. Ah, man, it feels like yesterday when hearing those footsteps chilled me to the core. I sometimes wonder, why me? Why did that house choose to keep messing with me and no one else? I genuinely feel that once the door was open, whatever was in that house made themselves known to me openly. But as much as it should have scared me, I found myself becoming more and more defiant by refusing to let it. And maybe that's why more and more things happened over the years. I wouldn't allow it to scare me.